abuse. It's a crime not often talked about, but unfortunately still common and widespread. This month, as agencies pin the spotlight on child abuse prevention, I sat down with Montana Child and Family Services and Missoula Police to learn more about cases in Missoula and how they handle them. It's a story you'll only see right here on NBC Montana. 70 to 75 reports a month, or roughly 2 reports a day. It's an alarming number for authorities investigating child abuse reports in Missoula County, and it doesn't end there.
Severity has increased. Like the reports that we are responding to are much more difficult and much more concerning.
Child abuse is a big category. It covers a wide range of offenses, but the most common form of child abuse seen in Missoula County is physical neglect, which is the parent or caregiver unable to meet the basic needs of the child, things like appropriate shelter, food, or supervision.
Some of our peak times that we get more child abuse cases than others are like right before school gets out or right before there's a major break, where a child realizes I may be alone with an abuser that's in my home currently, and they make that outcry out of that.
April is Child Abuse Prevention Month, a time for spreading awareness about just how common child abuse can be. Here's some common child abuse or neglect signs to look out for. Some changes in behavior. Children not feeling safe at home, being afraid of someone, not having appropriate clothing for the season, children being hungry, constantly being sad, poor hygiene, visible injuries, or trying to hide or cover up an injury. So what is the process when Child and Family Services is called for a suspected child neglect or abuse case? Most reports go through a centralized intake to ensure timely responses and assessments. Once a report is received, Child and Family Services, along with other teams like counselors and medical professionals, conducts interviews with children and parents to decide what is best for that child and the family. And when officials determine the child needs to be placed somewhere other than their home, they're placed with kin. That's other family members, someone close to the family or friends of the family.
Place upwards of 80% of our children within those kinship placements when we can. We would also look at licensed foster care as an option for placement, as well as shelter care if needed.
In Missoula County alone, there are about 140 children in the foster care system. Although child abuse is prevalent in Missoula County, Larcom tells me reunification rates of nearly 70% show success within Child and Family Services with the help of other agencies.
We're held very accountable to work on reunification and exhaust any opportunity that we have to get kids back with families. And our partners through that legal process are huge proponents and true partners in us teammates, in being able to do that. And we appreciate that hugely because we know that that's really what's best for kids long term.
Potter tells me people's willingness to listen and talk about child abuse is an important part of the equation.
People's willingness to hear about it, I know that it's alarming. I know that it's kind of a gross concept, but if we don't talk about it, then it gets to stay at a lower level. And when I think about abusers that tell a child to keep something secret, if that child lets that secret out to another and are said, will you please don't tell anyone else, that's an adult keeping the abuser's secret, not keeping a child's secret.
If you know a child who may be abused, you can report it to Montana's centralized intake at 866-820-5437. Reports are always confidential, and your report may save a child's life. For those interested in becoming a foster parent for a child in need, I posted more details on our homepage, as well as a link to resources at nbcmontana.com.